What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to bring you a quick update on our 2021 Subaru Outback Onyx. I typically do not do these type of reviews on my channel. As you know, they're usually tech, photo, some type of related to that, but this may help somebody out. This is a 5,000 mile review, so we've had it around 5,000 miles, so it should give you a good idea of who it may be for, who may not be for. I'll kind of go over a little bit of the pricing and what we think of it so far, because we have had it a decent while now. So let's jump in. So the looks of it, these are still kind of hit and miss cars for people. It looks more utilitarian, kind of rugged, I think, compared to some of the other vehicles out there. For example, if you're looking at like the Volkswagen Atlas, something like that. I believe Volvo also makes a wagon. There's not very many wagons out there. Subaru doesn't classify this as a wagon, but it is definitely wagon looks to it. So the looks, I personally like it. It's basically a lifted wagon. Kind of feels truck-like almost driving it. It's very soft. But the looks, I like how the Onyx editions look overall. The only negative is I hate these rims. So if I was going to keep this for long term, which I do plan on getting different rims. For one, these are heavy. I believe it's like 28 pounds, 26, 28 pounds, somewhere around there. And I just think they're ugly. I just don't think they look all that good. Actually, I don't think any of Subaru's rims look good, even on the STI. It's been a while since they've had good looking rims, in my opinion. Even on our Subaru Ascent, I don't really care for the rims on that either. So we'll probably upgrade those at some point, because we do plan on keeping this thing long term. So the outside, I like it. It has the LED headlights, the LED fog lights. So you have all that right there, which is a good feature to have. These are the steering responsive ones, which has a few pluses and minuses. The minus is that they're really expensive to actually fix, but we've never had any issues with that. So I do really like that. I think if you get one of these, you should definitely make sure it has LED steering responsive headlights. It really is a big game changer here. The only other slight negative I don't like about the car with the looks is this chrome. It kind of looks out of place with the rest of the vehicle, just because the rest of the one's black. But besides that, it looks pretty good. So most of the mileage on this has actually been highway. It went to Florida and back, so it's had a decent road trip on it. Interior's held up pretty well. These seats, I don't know if they breathe as much as leather, but they're StarTech kind of waterproof seats. I like them. They're comfortable. My wife thinks they're more comfortable than the seats in the Ascent, even though from what I believe it's the same exact seats. Hers just has the leather ones in it, but the seats are nice. Tons of room. That's one thing that I like about it. I don't like that it kind of feels more like a car. I wish it was more, I think if it had a bigger sunroof. So the sunroof is not as big as the Ascent or the Outback, but it does feel a little claustrophobic compared to the Ascent, especially when you have the sunroof pulled open. And I had a Forester in the past, so it does feel a little claustrophobic. Steering wheel's nice. You got all your buttons on here. It may be overwhelming at first for some people, but I really like it. I've had good luck out of most of Subaru's steering wheels. It's not heated, but that's fine with me. All your controls are pretty easy to work once you get them all figured out. The infotainment is still, we'll just jump in and kind of talk about that for a second. The infotainment is still a very hit or miss bag for me. It's much improved over the 2020 models. It has never actually stalled on me at all, but I'm just not the biggest fan of going through and having to change everything through this. For your climate stuff, you don't have to do it very often, which is a plus, but when you do have to do it, especially if you're driving, it's pretty unsafe. But you have your volume or your temperature rockers here, which is nice. Good feature. That's really it. It's a big screen. If you have Android Auto, it doesn't use the whole entire part of the screen, but if you have an iPhone, it does now. So that's a good plus. once you get it customized and how you like, it's pretty simple. This is a nice feature I do like, that it has the outside temperature and the oil temperature. There's tons of information up there. The only negative I have found with it is that this doesn't always stay on this. Sometimes it will change to the navigation or Bluetooth or whatever, so it can be a little bit information overload if you're not looking for all that. Instrument cluster, actually we'll do fuel mileage over here. Let's see if I can get to that screen. So we're getting 22.4 for the 5,000 miles that are on this car. Not great. I know it takes a little while for that stuff to wear in. Currently I'm getting 20.2. I don't do very much non-city driving. Oh, I gotta turn this off. I don't want to waste fuel. Most of my driving is all in the city. I don't do almost any highway driving, so that's probably why. But even my trip to Florida, I was only getting about 25 miles per gallon, but I did have this thing loaded down. So we have tons of room in it, which is the main reason why I got it. There's tons of back seat room in here. As you can see, we have a decent sized car seat still, rear facing. I'll get a shot of that when we get to the other side. But the interior is really nice. It's gone a long way compared to old Subaru. So it's a very comfortable ride. Tons of storage area here in the back. I had this thing fully loaded. I'll try to get a picture of it up, but it was fully loaded, completely full to the brim. That's probably why the gas mileage wasn't as good on the trip down there, but it hauled it without any issue. So we do like that there's all kinds of room back there. And there's these, I probably should have showed you that there. We'll go ahead and do it. There's these, I feel like everything in this car is rubber. So all the mats have this nice rubber texture to them. You could get this on any Subaru, any other SUVs. They have that option back there for that. Most of them come with it, not all of them, but so this is a big reason why we got it. Big room for car seat, tons of options and area there. I'm just noticing the camera's not really focusing all that well. There it goes. Unsure why, but it's tons of room. Doors open really wide. It's not as tall of an opening as I would like. Sometimes it's difficult to get our 18-month in and out. Oftentimes his head will bump up against that. Sometimes just depends on what all's going on. We have not used the roof rails up here, so they're built into the car, but I do plan on using that. We do like canoeing and kayaking and doing outside stuff, so at some point we probably will use that. Tons of passenger room. My wife doesn't ride in this all that much, but it does have a lot of room. She says it's nice, comfortable, good passenger seat. The Onyx comes with both power on both sides. I'm fine with manual seats, so that doesn't bother me. The heats are heated. I haven't had this in winter yet, so we'll see how it goes. So that's it for the interior. It's a very comfy cabin, comfy ride. Not much else to say about that. The Eyesight worked really well on the interstate. The only few downfalls, if the rain is hitting it a certain way, it won't actually, it'll disable itself. But overall, it does really well. I just use it for the adaptive cruise. That's it. I don't use the center lane where it keeps you in the lane or anything like that. It seems kind of weird to me. So let's get to the drivetrain. So this has the bigger motor in it. Technically, it's actually smaller. It's 2.4 turbocharged. I don't know the specs of it. I'm going to set you down here for a second. I don't know the full specs of it. I don't know, 260 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque, somewhere around there. But it has a lot of pep to it. It does have a CVT, all Subarus besides the WRX and the STI. They can come in manuals, but it does have a CVT. It can be a little jarring when you go to floor it because it does like to hold the revs, and it has a little bit of, it's not turbo lag, but the turbo just still is spooling. You can tell because it just doesn't want to stop. But once you get used to it, it's a really good, comfortable ride. Tons of passing area. Can haul 3,500 pounds. I believe it's 3,500. which I do have the tow package on this, which I'll go back and show you. But this is probably the big selling point of the Onyx, is the motor in it. It's the only one that comes in it. Easy to maintain. I always do my own oil changes because our Subaru dealerships haven't been the greatest at just general. Whoops, that's the wrong button. Just general, servicing altogether. It just hasn't been the best when it comes to that. That's really it for that. It's a comfortable ride. It's not you're going to be your WRX STI type of ride. So that if you're looking for that, this is not the vehicle. It just isn't the best at that. It's a very soft ride, so it's almost too overpowered for the vehicle, but it's nice. It's really nice. If you don't care about the extra horsepower, I would get the 2.5 liter, get a limited edition, and be set with it. Get better gas mileage. It just isn't going to be able to haul as much. It's going to be a little slower, but if that's not something you care for, it'll probably be fine. Brakes are good. I've had good luck out of the brakes so far. It stops when you hit it hard. They're a little mushy, but once they get some bite, they're pretty good. The tires, I'm not a huge fan of the tires, but that's beyond my control. I would prefer maybe some Continental Crosstrek or Cross Climates, or I don't know, some Goodyear or some other brand. I like Yokohama tires. I just don't think these are very good all-season tires. They're okay in the rain, not great. From what I've read, they're actually not very good in the snow, but that's just from what I've read, so who knows if that's true or not. So the tow package here, it is nice that it does have this. Subaru installed this as an option when I bought it, so when I picked it up, it was already there. So it has your 2-inch actually tow hook there, or whatever you call it. So that's a larger standard than I think it's 1.5 inch is the other one. So that's it. That's my quick update. I'll give you an update as I keep going. This is going to be a long-term vehicle for us. Oh, speakers. So the speakers aren't good on this, but there is, you can upgrade. I actually did the kicker tweeter upgrade. They're straight factory Subaru upgrades. You can even order them on Amazon or get them at your local Subaru dealership. They're about $100, well worth the upgrade, easy to do. It's a plug and play. It's the same thing as a Rockford upgrade in this. It's a kind of a plug and play system, so you don't have to mess with any wires. It just unplugs and plugs it back in. So highly recommend that upgrade for you. So that's it. Comments, questions, leave them below. I'll get back to you. So far, enjoying it. We'll get more reviews of this up. It may be 6 months before I do another one on it, but that's it. Have a good rest of the day, weekend, whatever it is out there, and I'll see you guys next time.